Why invest in the Philippines? The Philippines is not only composed of 7,100 islands, but most importantly, it has a vibrant economy and a growing population. We have around 60 million workforce that you can tap into. Not only that, they can understand English, and most of them can speak English or the international language. And most importantly, they are also trainable, and at the same time, they are a growing workforce that could provide a good consumption base for every investor that will come to the country. Number two, let's not forget that the Philippines is operating under a democratic system form of government, and there's a continuing thrust towards strengthening the various institutions handling monetary, economic, and financial policies. And at the same time, there are diversified pillars of economic growth, from investment, infrastructure, social reforms, and environmental management. And what are those pillars that provides the consistent GDP growth for the last 10 years? Basically, the pillars are the consistent remittances of overseas Filipino workers, which is growing at a clip of 3 to 5%, and which has now reached approximately $38 billion. And other pillars that could be looked into, which has an exponential possibility of growth, are the tourism revenues. The tourism revenues are currently on the move towards an exponential growth, and that will provide sustained economic development and progress to the nation. And of course, there are export revenues coming from natural resources such as gold, nickel, and copper, because the Philippines is one of the largest producers and exporter of gold and nickel. Then let's look in the agricultural sector too. In the agricultural sectors, there are a lot of commercial farms here that are also thriving, and they are focused on exporting bananas, pineapples, and mangoes. And let's not forget, the Philippines is now becoming the largest BPO center in the world. What do you mean by BPOs? BPOs are the business process outsourcing companies, which are mostly composed of call centers or contact centers or customer service back office or backbones of most multinational companies. And it is now becoming an emerging knowledge process outsourcing entity or nation, which means a lot of animation works are being done here, a lot of research works are being done here, not only for medical and legal purposes, but also for information technology and animations and artificial intelligence. Now, let's look at the manufacturing sector. The manufacturing sector has a lot of promise and elbow room for growth, considering that there are a lot of industrial zones and economic zones that were built to serve the needs of those companies or multinationals who are willing to diversify their supply chain strength or infrastructure. Then, let's not forget the improving structure development that is modernizing the whole nation. So there are a lot of seaports that are being improved, and even the communication gateways being upgraded. Let's look also at the emerging middle class. The emerging middle class, with improving purchasing power, will eventually strengthen the market base of the Philippines. So it's a good place to start your position or your corporate base to grow your businesses and diversify your supply chain solution. And then, let's not forget, there are liberal and supportive investment policies that have been implemented recently and also for the past several years, and most businesses now are already allowed to be open to foreign investors and foreigners. So this is the good start for a lot of foreign companies or international companies to look into the Philippines as a alternative base or as an additional base for their business growth and operations. And we also have an open foreign exchange reserve policy, which means we have a foreign exchange market for currencies that are very liberal and supportive for remittances and for transfer of funds. Then let's look at the sound and stable banking system. The sound and stable banking system, which have provided the backbone of the economic growth of the Philippines, are also well adapted to the international global practices. Now, let's look at the several multinational businesses that are already operating in the Philippines. We have Accenture, we have Coca-Cola, we have Colgate-Palmolive, we have Chase Manhattan, we have Citibank Philippines, we have Manulife. We have so many multinationals already operating in the Philippines right now. And this is the time for you to seriously consider the Philippines not only as an alternative base, but as a base where you can grow your businesses. The Philippines is a good choice, and now you are looking at a market that is growing, that will provide a big consumer base for your products and services. So what are we waiting for? My friends, ladies and gentlemen, this is a time for you to consider Philippines as an investment destination, as an alternative, a source of your supplies and services, and at the same time to grow your businesses in the Asia-Pacific region. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If you need any assistance to invest in the Philippines, please consider looking into the top multinational accounting firms that are already operating in the Philippines to further guide you in growing and setting up your businesses in the Philippines. Thank you very much.